Hi everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw, and the mobile version of Pokemon Unite is here, as well as a huge update to the Switch version. They are basically exactly the same at this point, except for how they control and how they run. It runs really great on mobile, and it actually runs a lot better on Switch, but I wanted to talk to you today. Did I yeehaw? Yeehaw. But I wanted to talk to you in this video about some of the Pokemon that I think are really winning with this new update. Let me head on in here to the Pokemon. I'm doing it all on a phone. Okay, let's take a look. So there were some big balance changes, and a lot of Pokemon got buffed, a lot of Pokemon got nerfed, and because of that, let's talk about a few of them right now. Let's start actually with Talonflame. Talonflame's a really interesting one because the Speedsters have not been super viable for a long time, but playing Talonflame, it feels really good. It feels right, you know? You know when you and a platonic friend are kind of having that moment and then your hands touch and you look down at your hands and look at each other and you're going, are we about to become more than friends? That's how I feel about playing Talonflame. Talonflame is frail. No, I can't play a game right now. Talonflame is pretty flail. Flail? Whoa. Jake. In my defense, I've been up for a very long time. Talonflame is still pretty frail. However, the amount of damage Talonflame is doing feels like it's gone up a lot. I'm sure if someone shows me the stat, it's not going to be that impressive, but I was really impressed by Talonflame. It might be a combination of using some of the new held items, as well as Speedsters just overall feeling a lot stronger in this update. Another Pokemon to talk about who I think is doing really well right now is our buddy Absol. Absol has been at the bottom of my tier list for a long time, and it's because it falls off pretty hard late game. But playing through it on stream for a few hours and watching another Unite YouTuber, Crashy, play it on stream, Absol seems to be a bit of a beast right now. The Razor Claw seems to work specifically well with Absol's kit. It got some cooldown reductions, and right now the Speedsters are all in a really exciting place. The only one I was not able to check out so far is Gengar, and I can't really tell you where Gengar sits with all this. But again, I'm just kind of going over some of the Pokemon that were nerfed or buffed and giving you my opinion on kind of where they fall right now. One thing that I'm excited about, and I thought was definitely possible with this patch, was that the S tier and people all the way down in the no and the B tier from my last video was going to start to shrink, and we were going to see a more compact roster to choose from, and I think we are seeing that. Let's talk about Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff got a little bit of a nerf, and that's about as much as I'd describe it as. A little bit of a nerf. Still absolutely devastating inside the game. I think Wigglytuff is still really amazing. Sing is worse, but it's still really good. You still put people to sleep, and there's enough time for you and your whole team to be in a position to do a ton of damage to them before they wake up. And even if they wake up, they were all stunned right there for a while, so I think Wiggly is still good. Let's talk about someone else who's still good. Lucario got a nerf. It also got a buff to its close combat. Lucario's as good as ever. They didn't ruin Lucario. Doesn't feel like it to me at all. It feels like Lucario is still really, really great. I would absolutely recommend playing Lucario if you're excited about Lucario. I don't think they did anything that makes me want to not play Lucario. I think Lucario is still really great. Cramerance, another interesting one. I'd be curious to find out the numbers of the damage reduction that Cramerance got and the damage increase to Cramerance Dive. I still personally think Dive and Air Slash aren't really that good. You don't want to be up in people's faces as Cramerance. I don't think it does enough damage. So I think Surf and Hurricane, at least from, again, the limited amount I've played so far, feel like the more viable build still, and I don't know how much they've been reduced in damage, but it doesn't feel devastating to the point where you can't play Cram. I played Cram with the normal build that I do, and I thought Cram felt really good still. Maybe a tad weaker in a couple moments where I thought I was going to get some KOs, but I don't think Cram has been put into a terrible position. There are a lot of Pokemon I haven't played yet. I haven't played yet in this new patch. Eldegoss, I haven't played. Let's see. Gardevoir, I haven't played. Snorlax, I guess I played one Mr. Mime. Blissey, Slowbro, Machamp. So there are a lot of people I can't speak on, but someone I can talk about is Cinderace. I think Cinderace is so good right now. Cinderace was really good when the game was first released on Switch. It was without question the AD carry choice. It was unbelievably strong, and they had to nerf it to bring it in line with the rest of the Pokemon so that Greninja could really shine. Cinderace's Pyro Ball being buffed and its dash being buffed, as well as the new item that I think works really well for Cinderace, I feel like the damage output on Cinderace is way up. Way, way, way up. And I'm really excited to play Cinderace again. I guess if this is like anything, it's like Cinderace and I were in a, very long-term relationship, and it just kind of fizzled out, like things just weren't working for a while. And Cinderace kind of went off to find themselves. I went off to find myself. And we were at that cool rooftop bar that we used to go to. We both can't believe we were drugged there that night. And we see each other again. And it's like, hey. And he's like, hey. And I'm like, and he's like, and we have that moment. That's what's happening right now with me and Cinderace. I think Cinderace is really, really exciting right now, especially that Dash Pyro Ball build. Use it with a Razor Claw, Scope Lens, Muscle Band. It's super attack heavy, and it's really, really powerful. Let's see. Who else did I play? I played the nerfed Greninja, and I was hearing in the chat that some people really did not like what they've done with Greninja here, and that it was kind of weak. But I actually thought it was pretty good. I liked that its double team was also throwing water shurikens and stuff like that. It didn't seem to be doing a ton of damage, but it did look like they were doing some damage, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know. I think overall, I can feel that it might be a little weaker, but I wasn't too disappointed by playing Greninja. In fact, I didn't think anyone got nerfed super hard, did they? No. Here's another huge winner. All right, let's talk about this first. Charizard. Charizard's Unite move feels worse. You have to start it with a Seismic Slam now. Is that the right word, or is it Seismic Toss? I always get this wrong. You have to start it with a Seismic Slam now, which is weird. You used to be able to start your flying animation, fly around the map, do a bunch of damage, and end with a Seismic Slam when you were ready to do it before your Unite move timer kind of ran out. And now you have to start with it, which is really unfortunate because I used it as a great KO mechanism for grabbing people. That part is weird. The rest of Charizard actually felt relatively strong, so I enjoyed playing Char, and I know it got some other buffs, but I think its Unite move change is a little confusing to me. It's not like it was a super overpowered Pokemon, so I'm not sure. Garchomp, played a little Garchomp, not enough to say. It felt good, but I can't say that I noticed anything inside Garchomp or Zeraora for that matter with this new Wild Charge that made me think it was a revolution for these Pokemon. I think they're both good. Zeraora is better than Garchomp, obviously, at least in my opinion. But I need more time with Garchomp to figure him out. I wanted to try him with some of the new items, but I don't know if they're actually really set up that well for Garchomp. You think they are, but I'm not positive. I'm not positive if they're best for Garchomp here. Here is a huge winner of this patch. Venusaur. Venusaur and Venusaur's Petal Dance Giga Drain build is really strong. I'm not sure how much it's been tuned up, but watching people playing it inside of a game, I was so excited to see Venusaur doing so well. It felt like another Zeraora running around with a discharge. It had incredible mobility. It kept itself alive a long time. It felt like its basic attacks were hitting like a truck. I'm really excited to see that Venusaur become more and more popular in the meta. I'm trying to see if there are any other Pokemon that I was really excited while I was playing. My big thoughts were, wow, Speedsters are better. They didn't do anything to nerf Lucario. Oh, and Blastoise is still an absolute monster. So don't worry, they didn't do anything to stop Blastoise or Lucario. Even Wiggly felt just about as good as before, but there are some other Pokemon that feel like they're rising in viability, and I think that's exciting. I had a theory while I was playing that maybe the Speedsters are gaining a little more experience, but maybe they aren't. Maybe they're just doing more damage, so we're clearing jungles faster and getting a higher level. But I was actually surprised with how fast I was leveling up with all of these Speedsters. I'm curious if you've played this new patch, this mobile release. What do you think of a lot of the new Pokemon changes? I mean, do you feel like any of the nerfs are that intense? The only one I heard people really talking about was Greninja. So I'll need to play more Greninja to know. But in general, I don't know. I kind of felt like everything was pretty good, and it did start to move all of the tiers closer inside the game. So I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I will have more thoughts on this as I continue to play. There's so much that they did in this release that I feel like I'm behind. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to play all the Pokemon. I'm trying to have an opinion about all of them. I'm trying to figure out which held item is actually pretty legitimate. So it's all it's a process. As they say, it's a process. Trust the process. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you all for watching and listening. I love you. Goodbye. Oh, Cinderace. No, I didn't know you'd be here.